Okay, so last night I was at a gig and I put a story up on my fan Snapchat and said this. Just blew this speaker last night. Who wants to see a video of me replacing the woofer? Now, everyone replied saying they wanted to see me blow it. So, not blow it. They wanted to see me replace the woofer in a video. And I will just quickly say now, if you don't have me on my fan Snapchat, add me right there. If my camera focuses, there you go. Add me on that Snapchat right now. But in this video, of course, I'm going to be replacing the woofer in this because last night it was blown up. And if we have a look at the brand, QTX Sound, that is Skytec. That is Skytec, just in a different name. So, hence why it blew. I'm surprised it lasted about 5 or 6 years actually before it did blow. But this was being used as a drum fill on stage. Our drummer has an electric kit. So what we do is we plug it directly into this speaker, and this speaker just takes abuse all night, basically just making it sound on stage like there is a proper drum set on there, just so everyone sort of gets in the vibe and they've got a kick drum and all that. And yeah, we might have had a tiny bit too much kick drum last night, and I believe, now I'm hoping it's just the woofer, but yeah, the woofer down there is blown. The horn still sounded like it was working, so I'm hoping it's something, yeah, just the woofer. I'm hoping the amp isn't gone or something like that because I can't replace that, but I do have a spare 15-inch woofer. Actually, I have 5 spare 15s up in my cupboard, and I'll probably just be sticking in this one right here. This is the AVE one. I've got so much stuff in here, Canon boxes, cable ties. Here's the other 5 woofers and microphones and leads, and I've got so much stuff up here, it's ridiculous. But that woofer right there is the one I'll be using. And anyway, first let's pull this thing apart and just double check that it's definitely just the woofer that's gone. Okay, so I've got the grill off now and I pressed on the cone and it doesn't sound like it's blown. It actually feels really clean when I make it move. So I'm really hoping it is just the woofer and it's not showing any signs and it's not the amplifier, because if it's the amp I can't replace it. Or if it's the woofer, I can. And look at how dusty this thing is. Oh my god.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake. Cause I don't fucking care at all.
Okay, so let's pull the woofer out, and I hope to god it's blown. Holy crap. Oh my god. Now, just quickly before I get this started, when it was replaced, when the amplifier and the horn and the woofer were replaced, sorry, I've just had a look at it, it wasn't done through Skytec, so don't go giving Skytec shit for it, because it wasn't done through them. I don't know who's done it, but whoever has repaired this speaker has done a terrible job. So let's start it off here. We have in here a horn. I don't know if the horn's been replaced or not. Let's just grab a light and bring it over a little bit closer. I don't know if the horn's been replaced or not, but there is what looks like a pretty cheap looking piezo over there, right? The amplifier has been replaced, and that is a definite. So that amplifier is actually not too bad. But if we have a look here, the output is just 4 wires, which is 2 for the horn and 2 for the woofer. Now I'd say originally they probably connected with spade lugs or something. So if we have a look here, look at this horn. There is just electrical tape on this wire that plugs directly into the amp board. Oh my god. And then for the woofer, we have the 2 wires that come out here, right? And then they come into the, what do you call, hang on, let me zoom this in a bit. Into the spade lug thingies, right? And the wires just plug in there, right? And then the woofer, these wires here come down to the woofer and plug into the woofer. And wait, is that a dual voice coil woofer? No, someone's replaced the woofer and put a woofer out of some other system that has a crossover still on it. I am so mind blown how someone can repair a speaker like this. Like, it would have been better, like maybe the components might be upgraded, but they have done the worst job putting these components into this box. I am just mind blown. This wasn't done through Skytec, so don't go giving Skytec shit. But someone out there who has repaired this has done the sketchiest looking job Now I'm going to repair this properly. I'm going to put my AVE woofer in here. I'm going to re-solder that. I don't know if it's soldered. I'll check under that in a minute, see if it is soldered or not, or if the wires are just twisted, which they most likely are. But I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to go out into the garage, shorten the wires so there's not bloody 10 feet of horn wire there, solder them together, electrical tape them back, but make sure they're soldered correctly. And then with the woofer, I don't even need this extension here, and then I'll solder these wires to the back of the woofer. Oh my god, I can't believe someone has done it like that. That is ridiculous. Yep. Okay, so the woofer is definitely gone. The horn seems to be working okay though, so it does sound a bit tinny. Pretty typical of a compression driver. So what I'm going to do is take this woofer out, try the AVE woofer, double check it's definitely the woofer that's blown, plug it in, hopefully it works. If it does, I'm going to go out to the garage, trim the wires up, make it the right length, properly solder everything together, and have this speaker professionally, not saying I'm a professional, but having it done 100% correctly and rebuild it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see if the AVE woofer works when hooked up. Okay, thank God it's only the woofer that was blown. The amp still works perfectly fine, as you can hear there. So what I'm going to do now, unplug the woofer, carry this cabinet out to my garage, and then once I go out there, I'm going to trim up the wires, solder them down correctly, and ultimately just rebuild this speaker up and give it back to the drummer who owns this speaker in a much better condition and working order, because this speaker is a lot better than this speaker. It's going to be an upgrade. So hopefully it all goes to plan, and let's go out into the garage now and solder this thing back together. Okay, so I've just shortened the cable here for the horn, soldered it all nice back up, got it all perfect again, so now it's the right length, doesn't hit against the sidewall of the cabinet, and it's nice and short. So that's done. Now I'm just going to grab this cable, which is pretty much the perfect length already, and solder that to the woofer, and then we have what is going to be a perfectly working, done correctly speaker cabinet. Now here's just a safety caution I always take when I'm soldering a speaker. Just grab something like an old rag, an old shirt, and just put it underneath the cone, so if any solder does happen to drop, it ends up collecting or burning on this cloth instead of burning a hole through the paper cone. Just a tip, that's just what I do. You could probably put plastic or some sort of rubber or something, but a shirt like this is much easier access and does just as good. So I'm just going to solder this down now, and then we'll get to screwing this in, and that will be the repair done. I'll do a demo in the garage and just walk out so you can hear that it's kicking pretty hard, and yeah, that'll be that for this video. So let's solder this and pop this in the cabinet now. Right, so all the wires are soldered down now, as you can see, and you can see here that I've actually had these woofers soldered in before. So I'm just using the other tabs, and hopefully this is the last time it has to be moved out of a cabinet and into another cabinet. But that's all soldered down now, as you can see. And now I'm going to put the speaker back in there, and hopefully everything works perfectly. So the speaker's all fixed up now, and it's time for it to go back to its owner. And then after that, we'll blow out the Skytec woofer in a future video. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed seeing me pull this thing apart and see what a disgusting mess it was, and replacing it and making it nice and neat, leave a like down below for my neat job of fixing this thing up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.